10 years ago, we didn't know each other. Song, 10 years. The English teacher asked Bai, can you translate? The tiger is very dangerous? But young Bai was too busy playing cards, his hands shaking as he tried to hide them while flipping through his textbook. What does tiger mean again? He thought frantically. Oh no, I was having too much fun playing cards. I didn't pay any attention in class. Dangerous sounds familiar. What does it mean? He prayed Kongming for inspiration. Finally, he stammered, tiger. He thought he saw Kongming and started reciting some classical Chinese. But Kongming was thinking, how should I know the answer to that? Suddenly, someone poked Bai with a pen. Hey, who did that? It was Wei, their new transfer student. Dangerous me and dangerous. Wei whispered helpfully. Bai was surprised. Wow, Wei's helping me out, he thought. He spun around. The word, thank you, poised on his lips, a reflex both from the classroom and the present crisis. But his expression faltered as he found himself enveloped by an echoing silence, broken only by the insistent wail of the alarm. And in that moment, understanding dawned. So the meaning of that word was not lost to me. After all, he murmured, then this button. This button must remain untouched. The truth crashed down upon him like a tidal wave. The button he'd nearly pressed was the key to the laboratory's annihilation. Bai's mind raced, replaying the image of Wei, the enigmatic classmate who had inadvertently saved him from catastrophe. A wave of frustration washed over him, a sense of helplessness in the face of impending doom. The only sound that pierced the silence was the relentless shriek of the alarm, a harbinger of destruction. The alarm's relentless wail filled the air. As he lit a cigarette, his brow furrowed in confusion. What twisted fate has befallen us? He muttered. The container, its integrity compromised, continued to fracture, spewing forth a viscous fluid. From within its depths, a chorus of inhuman shrieks pierced the cacophony. The monster shrieked and charged. Bai yelled, get out of here, and kicked it away. His bandage came loose. 9 days already. He muttered, these damn zombies. He paused, then corrected himself. No. It's me. I'm just too afraid. He wondered, is Wei still waiting for me? I still have about half of the enhancement left, he thought. Maybe I can find some other gear in this base. These monsters aren't so tough after all. Outside the military base, it is still raining. Pang, carrying Lu on his back, said, huh? There is a person at the door. There are corpses on the ground. Are they infected people? Why are there so many pits on the ground? Are they playing a live-action whack-a-mole? Lu said, Uncle Pang, hurry up. It's raining so hard. Di Gui suddenly burst from the ground, yelling, you're dead meat, kid. Ghost Stick managed to block the attack, but he was thinking, this damn mole is a tough one. And with this rain, I can't even tell where he's going to pop up next. Damn it, he's gone underground again. My legs and arms are already hurt. If this keeps up, I'm going to lose for sure. He was getting nervous. Running inside would give me a definite advantage, he thought, but that would put the civilians in the car at risk. Then, an idea struck him. He jammed his staff into the ground and balanced on top of it. Light kung fu, dragonfly skim water. Surely, he mused, even a ninja must possess a modicum of intellect. He will understand the game I play. Let the wiles of Zhong Taigong quid my hand. Fortune favors the bold. And with that, he assumed the precarious golden rooster stand posture. Pang, meanwhile, settled in with a bucket of popcorn, his eyes wide with anticipation. A clash of titans, he exclaimed. A battle between the divine and the shadows. What a spectacle. Ghost Stick, his breath drawn deep into his core, focused his senses, channeling his energy into his gaze. And then a tremor ran through him, a premonition of something unseen. The earth erupted beneath him, a violent explosion that sent shockwaves through the air. I've sprung the trap, he cried, a triumphant note in his voice. With a burst of agility, he launched himself into the air, executing the light kung fu technique known as rock spread's wing. He muttered, I lost a shoe. That explosion was way too close. I almost lost my left foot. He shook his head. Those guys never learn. Yanuang landmines aren't something to mess with. Turns out, there was a grenade with the pin pulled under the stick. He celebrated the victory, mocking the invaders. In the sky above H City, it was raining, and leaflets of evacuation points were floating. In the H City library, Black Wuchu said, Master, these things are constantly floating from the sky. Take a look. Long finished reading and was a little curious. Oh, where is this building located? We just happened to go out for a walk. Underground floor -2 of the military base. A guard suddenly noticed something. There's movement. Could it be? A figure suddenly darted out, shouting, Monster, take this. They were father and son. The father exclaimed, Hey, we've got a security breach. I'm on duty. The son struggled against him, yelling, Dad, you're a monster. Let me go. I want to protect everyone like you. I'm the top student at my martial arts school. His father scoffed, You're too young, son. Wait until you're older. But then he noticed something wasn't right. Huashan's blade pierced right through him. Not bad, kid, he sneered. You managed to avoid a fatal blow from my assassination technique. He pulled his blade free. The guard instinctively checked his own weapon. He fiercely stabbed with the knife and told his son to run quickly, but only hit his afterimage. Huashan continued to mock and say, good skill. But unfortunately, Huashan was so focused on the guard that he didn't notice Ho. Ho poked him lightly with a stick, saying, monster, have a taste of this. But his fighting ability was only 0.7. Huashan was surprised. You little brat, he exclaimed. On the second basement level, the hallway was eerily silent. Bai, lost and disoriented, muttered, what is this forsaken place? There's no one around, and the paths are so confusing. It's like a ghost town down here. Suddenly, someone came flying out of nowhere, screaming. Bai was taken aback. What the heck? Was that Sun Wukong, who just flew out? He wondered. Better not jump to conclusions. He thought, maybe it's some kind of zombie. But it doesn't seem dangerous. Looks human enough. And it came from over there. Meanwhile, Ho was trembling, calling out for his dad. The hallway stretched on and on. It was dark, the lights were off, but Bai could see a faint light at the end. How did he even get here? He wondered. Removing his mask, he realized it was a young boy. Hang in there, kid, Bai said urgently. I'll get you to a doctor right away. Ho coughed up blood, gasping, help. He looked like he was barely clinging to life. Bai realized he had no idea where the nurse was. Never mind, he thought, I'll head towards the light up ahead. As he moved forward, he noticed signs of a struggle. Looks like there was a fight here, he muttered, spotting a dead soldier. And that alarm. It sounds like they're saying, there are intruders. Doesn't look like the work of infected? Could it be people? Ho was crying for his father. Just then, Bai noticed an open door. It was the armory. Bai was stunned. I can't believe it, he exclaimed. KW89. I was injected with KW74. How can there be 89 here? And so many boxes. He turned to the boy. Kid, I don't think we have time to find a doctor. This stuff has saved my life more than once. Maybe it can save yours. But then he opened a box and found it was empty. Finally, I found one, Bai exclaimed, and it doesn't need to be neutralized. He checked the instructions. An oral solution. He shuddered. Who was the sicko who came up with injecting it straight into the heart? He looked at the boy. Kid, you're on your own now? Bai thought the age is so small, drinking half should be enough. Later the medicine effect comes up but is more painful than death. Don't know if this little fellow can bear it. These 12 boxes only have one box, others are used by others. Way. Let me taste this hellish taste again. Suddenly, he tasted it. This is actually pretty good, he thought. Sweet and sour, almost refreshing. He realized he was thirsty. Bai's expression hardened. All I have to do is endure unimaginable pain, he muttered, and then I'll have unlimited power. 10 minutes later, Bai was confused. Why don't I feel anything? He wondered. No pain. No increase in strength. All I did was fart 3 times really loudly. Is this stuff just a laxative? He cursed his luck. What happened to getting stronger? Did it expire? But then he noticed the boy. Hey, he's not shaking anymore, he observed, and his breathing seems normal. Suddenly, he heard something. That sound. It sounded like it came from downstairs. Bai mused. How did I miss this hole in the floor? He examined it closely, and it looks like it was just dug recently. He peered into the darkness. What could be down there? Suddenly, something shot out at lightning speed and planted a kiss right on his lips. Bai yelled, oh my god, what the heck? A mummy, a zombie woman. Huashan also climbed out, looking at Bai, now golden pupils. Another strengthened person, must be careful to deal with. Bai also noticed him, thinking Ninia is an intruder. So it was this guy who pushed the female zombie up just now, causing me to kiss her. Long ago, heard that Dongying people are perverted. Unexpectedly so heavy taste. Female zombie, and also likes imported ones. My god, Bai shouted, you damn it. That uncle over there, let go of that female zombie. Bai had a bad feeling. This guy's probably a grave robber, he thought. Is that zombie woman some kind of celebrity? That would make her a national treasure. I can't let him get away with this. Huashan, meanwhile, was thinking, so, Captain Dongxiang's research was just a dried up corpse? I'll take care of this enhanced guy first, then I'll go get it. He then performed a ninjutsu technique, triple jutsu. Huashan charged forward with a swift slash, shouting as he attacked. He was taken aback. It was the shadow clone jutsu from anime. Do ninjas even watch anime? He stepped back, only to bump into something. Bai grabbed an iron rod, but only managed to strike his shadow. Huashan taunted, you've only hit my shadow, and then slashed at Bai. Bai realized that the shadows meant he had to hit the real body. His strength hadn't increased, but his healing ability seemed to be back. Huashan yelled, to quote from your beloved dream of the Red Chamber illusion becomes reality. reality becomes illusion. Prepare to meet your end. He then unleashed the third stage clone technique, earth-piercing slash. Bai thought, he's quite learned in Chinese literature, but, Bai yelled, you're not taking anything of ours. Huashan was taken aback, that's fast. Can you tell which one is the real me? No way, you just got lucky. Bai taunted, honestly, fighting someone as dense as you is a drag. Every time you guys attack, you have to strike the most dramatic pose. Are you moonlighting as a model or something? Your IQ probably drags down the average for all of Dongying. Huashan snarled, you're asking for it. Huashan immediately used ultimate technique, 12th stage clone. Kid, today I will slice you piece by piece alive. Bai said, oh dear. Seems like mock too much. On the first floor of the underground military base, Duo exclaimed, Lan Hai, this fight's dragging on. At this rate, my beast blood boiling is going to wear off soon. They were facing a ridiculously fat guy and a skinny guy with no arms. Fighting 2 against 1 was pushing him to his limits. He needed something to fire him up, but Lan Hai was stuck in some kind of spell, replying, I'm in no better shape myself. Maybe you could try picturing those two as naked women to buy us some time. Duo, however, looked rather distressed. Suddenly, he pictured something truly disturbing. They were both naked women, and the fat one was saying, honey, you're touching me. Duo was so grossed out that he lost his transformation. What kind of messed up idea was that? He exclaimed. That's disgusting. Tian Gui wondered, why did he suddenly throw up when he looked at us? Tun Gui warned, my spell is about to break on that soul. You need to take out that esper, now. They immediately used Black Dragon Drill, and Duo thought he was done for. But then, a robot suddenly appeared, blocking the attack. Duo cheered, awesome. The young lady activated Maodu to back us up. Maodu immediately announced, command, intruders identified for expulsion. Calculating combat strength, Duo, 32, Lan Hai, 0. Class A Ninja, 1365. Class B Ninja, unknown. Maodu then turned to Duo, saying, 32. Duo looked puzzled. What does that mean? Could it be? Suddenly, the truth hit him like a ton of bricks. I was just humiliated, he roared, by a machine. No, worse than that, by a rabbit. Don't you dare look down on me, he bellowed, his voice laced with fury. In my transformed state, I wield the power of 1800. Maoda's mechanical voice responded coldly, initiating destructive bombardment, and unleashed a devastating volley of missiles. Tun Gui shouted, get behind me, quick, but they emerged from the explosion without a scratch. Maodu analyzed, combat strength assessment, Class B Ninja, 2542. Analysis indicates no chance of victory. Retreat. Duo protested, what retreat? Come on, firing a shot and then running off is just wrong. In H City, Hello watched the scene unfold, trembling. Hui asked, so, you're headed there too? Since you don't know the way, I can take you to the evacuation point marked on this flyer. The other person agreed. The man said, then I'll be in your debt, Miss. I'm a traveler from a hidden paradise. I know a few unusual skills. He then noticed Hello, who looked surprised. Hui replied, please, don't call me Miss. Peach Blossom Spring. So, are your ancestors related to Tao Yuanming? Or, did you somehow travel through time to get there? He paused. Time travel. How do I even begin to explain that? Hui said, never mind. Now there are flyers all over the street. Bai, Lu, and Xiao might all be over there. I hope they are all right. This place is very strange, not even a zombie. Let's go quickly. Immediately they set off. In the second basement level of the underground military base, Bai already had many injuries. Bai exclaimed, 12 of them. Crap, at this rate, even with my powerful regeneration, I'm going to die here. I should have just let him keep posing. Now look at me. Okay, calm down. I have to hit the real one. The other shadows must be much slower than the real body. Alright, let's do this. 2 4K hardened Krypton gold dog eyes. Activate. Game. Spot the difference. Find the 2 different ninjas in the picture below. No spoiler. Bai says, this isn't mythology. It's impossible for everyone to be exactly the same. Bai said, cartoons are just for kids. I've pretty much figured out where he's going to attack from. But, wait a minute, I've got it. It's the one on the left. Bai finally landed a hit, and Huashan sneered. Not bad, kid, but playtime's over. Prepare to die. Ascension slash. But now Bai could see through every one of his attacks, and he cursed angrily. Huashan yelled, how is it that I'm getting hit every time? If it wasn't for that guard earlier who gave me such a beating, You wouldn't stand a chance. Bai thought, I deliberately let him cut me so many times earlier so that his real body would be covered in blood. And then I carefully observed the eyes of the clones in the direction where the blood smell was strongest. The eyes are the window to the soul, and the eyes of the clones are different from the real bodice. The real bodice eyes move. So, playing games does come in handy sometimes. My observation skills are way better than most people's. Bai spot the difference level is 99. He then pulled something out and yelled, here, take this, and promptly vanished. Bai was puzzled, disappeared. Is he using an invisibility technique? I'm done for. L can't deal with this. Bai was starting to panic. Where did he go? Is he on the left, the right, above me, below? This is terrifying. Is he going to suddenly stab me through the heart with his sword? Wait a second. Something's not right. He cursed loudly. The female zombie is gone. This is too despicable and shameless. I thought they issued some amazing ultimate move. This turtle's son actually secretly ran away without even saying. But war is full of deception. This Kwai is really cheap. He scared me to death. At this time Ho woke up. He made up his mind. Uncle, just now I saw everything. Please accept me as a disciple. I want to avenge my father. Bai was also somewhat shocked that he actually survived. On the first floor of the underground military base, Tian Gui and Tun Gui had also disappeared, leaving Erduo puzzled. Disappeared. They were clearly winning, so why did they run off? Lan Hai replied. I have a feeling they accomplished what they came here for. Erduo asked. Do you have any idea what their objective was? Lan Hai shrugged. How would I know? Ghost Stick arrived and asked, are you guys okay? 3 intruders just came through here. What happened? Lan Hai replied, they got away. Ghost Stick was puzzled. Got away? Did you guys manage to chase them off? Lan Hai said, we were no match for them, but for some reason, they suddenly retreated. They did mention something about not leaving any survivors. Could it be? On the first floor of the base, Pang was puzzled. Why is there a drawing like this on the wall? It's really weird. It looks like some kind of symbol I've seen in cartoons. Lu said excitedly, Uncle, look, it's a little flower I drew. In reality, it was an explosive rune that Lu had inadvertently destroyed. Friendly reminder, it's not okay for children to draw on walls. The first floor hall of the base was filled with the chatter of H-City survivors. Bai was surprised to see Pang and asked Pang, what are you doing here? Pang was equally surprised. Bai, what? Where's Wei? She's in H-City too. How come she's not with you? They used to be classmates and rivals for the same person's affection. Bai then spotted Lu and, with tears in her eyes, cried out, baby, I've missed you so much. He reached out to hug Lu, but Pang interjected. I asked you, where's Wei? Bai explained, we broke up. I'm actually on my way to find her now. Then, turning to Pang, and by the way, you still owe me 500. Pang was confused. Broke up? Does that mean I have a chance? He wondered. I only owe you 200. He protested. Bai quickly shut him down. No chance. And you definitely owe me 500. We're just on a break, he insisted. Plus, there's the 300 in interest. Pang scoffed. There's no such thing as a temporary breakup. You two are done for. And there is no damn interest. Bai exclaimed. Open your eyes and look around. What can you even buy with 300 these days? Pang retorted menacingly. Don't forget who I am. I'm Kung Fu Panda. Lu, looking at Ho, asked curiously. Brother, are you Sun Wukong? Ho simply grunted in acknowledgement. Lu's eyes widened. Then, can you turn into a lollipop? Ho shook his head. No, he replied. Lu, undeterred, asked, can your golden staff grow bigger? He answered also no. Lu ridiculed. Oh, brother, you are really useless. In the TV Sun Wukong's golden cudgel can all become very big, very big. Bai said. I seem to have heard something evil. Pang retorted, please. That is an innocent and pure dialogue. Bai was a little relieved. Now it's the end of the world. Actually seeing you are fine, I'm quite happy. Bai said, if you die, I'll have no one to argue with. Pang replied, I'm the opposite. If you die, Wei will be all mine. Bai sighed. She's the one who broke up with me. Pang retorted, well, that just proves you weren't good enough for her. With a show of magnanimity, Pang declared, in light of your recent heartbreak, I'll return the 500 to you. Bai stared incredulously. 250 bills. A children's bank. You old goat, that's Lu's play money. Pang dismissed him with a wave of his hand. It's all the same. A voice echoed from beyond the base perimeter. Great universe chain explosion technique. Detonate. He was a little puzzled. Strange. My talisman doesn't know why it can't be detonated. Huashan said, forget it. Our mission is already completed. Unexpectedly they are so difficult to deal with. Not only is Di Gui forever left here, but I am also seriously injured. And I feel that there is an unusually powerful force nearby. That dry corpse is still alive. Opened her eyes. Within the confines of the base, Xiao spotted Bai. She rushed to him, embracing him tightly as tears streamed down her face. Thank heavens you survived, she exclaimed. Bai was taken aback. How did you get here? Pang, witnessing this emotional reunion, wore a look of bitter resentment. Now I understand why Wei left you, he muttered under his breath. Bai, sensing the misunderstanding, stammered, don't jump to conclusions. We're just friends, nothing more, Pang retorted, his voice dripping with sarcasm. In this world, there's no such thing as a purely innocent relationship between a man and a woman. Hui, too, caught sight of them. She rushed forward, embracing them while tears streamed down her face. Well, look who it is, Bai exclaimed, a hint of surprise in his voice. Evrion's here, and there was Key as well. Pang's resentment reached a boiling point. Hey, he exclaimed, his voice laced with bitterness. What's the meaning of this public display of affection? Bai, sensing the misunderstanding, pleaded, listen to me, it's not what it looks like. But Pang, consumed by his own insecurities, was beyond reason. Bai was puzzled. Who's the guy who came with Hui? He wondered. Why does he keep staring at me? Is he a gay? The man mumbled to himself. General. No. That guy's dead. But he looks exactly the same. Inside the base, Appetizer Milk yelled. Bai, it's me. Your Appetizer Milk. Bai looked confused. Who are you? Pang muttered. He goes for both guys and girls. Appetizer Milk exclaimed. You used to take me to watch people bathe when we were kids. How could you forget me? I'm Appetizer Milk, your cousin. But Bai yelled. Get off me, you scoundrel. Appetizer Milk is actually Bai's distant cousin, Lan Hai commented. The guy who was just hugged is the one who took down a ninja all by himself. Lan Hai said. This guy's combat strength is over 800 after 2 rounds of drug enhancement. Since he could be of use, I let him take some equipment from the armory. Duo asked. Most of the soldiers are dead. How are we going to get these 30-odd civilians out of H City? Ghost Stick suggested. Evrion's hurt. We should wait for Zishu to find backup. Just then, Zishu flew in, shouting, warning, warning. Zishu yelled. A huge horde of mutated, pig-like creatures is charging towards us. Lan Hai was confused. Wait. Did it just say pigs? Suddenly, Zishu spotted something and flew off to investigate, leaving the others wondering what was going on. He was also confused. What is this? Zishu used his thermal imager to scan the area and announced, scanning, evaluating, and confirming. SSS level infected. Everyone, evacuate immediately.